Hey, what is up, guys? It is Evan, and I am coming to you with one more video today. Actually, I'm not gonna say one more. I might do another one. Shoot, who knows? But I'm coming to you with another video talking about something that seems to be weighing down America. And what is that? It's all that extra body weight, big dog. You know, there was a point in time in America where most people looked like today's models. You feel me? Like men. We weren't overweight, we weren't fat, we had decent muscle build, and the biggest mass in your life was the church service you go to every Sunday. But now, shoot, man, we've become numb to it, bro. Like, the amount of obesity that just rolls around rampant here in America. I was gonna say runs rampant, but you know they don't run. It's mind-boggling. It's staggering when you actually take a look back, look at the rest of the world, and then look at us. But we're not the only ones feeling it. You know, there are some other nations that are feeling this obesity epidemic. And in this video, we're gonna see how one country is taking steps to address it. But before we get into that, I would really appreciate if you could like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. I would really appreciate it, man. Trying to get up to 20 subscribers. Right now I'm at 12, and I appreciate every single one of y'all. But without further ado, let's get into the video.
Well, how's this for accountability? Turkey is publicly weighing its citizens in an effort to identify overweight people.
Oh, okay, you know what? I thought this was gonna be funny, but I didn't actually know that there was. This is that is. That's awesome, dude. Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
And get them to slim down. Whoa. Ooh. Medical examiners are patrolling public squares with scales and tape measures, aggressive, and then randomly.
Hey, I'm glad that Kaylee can't keep it in either. You feel me? I'm in good company. Oh, wow.
Stopping people who pass by to collect their weight and record their BMI. That's what we like to call nanny state. If it's higher than 25, they are then referred to state-run health centers where they can receive free nutritional counseling and follow-up services. Turkey hopes that by identifying who is overweight, they will be able to decrease the risk associated with carrying extra pounds and have a healthier society. Tommy, this to me is, I mean, I thought Bloomberg had like a nanny city at one point with the soda bans.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
And this is what some people want when they want, you know, Medicaid for all, right? If you have a socialist healthcare system, get ready for them to start checking you. You're not going to have the free-for-all that we have here in the USA. I don't know that the self-esteem is too high in Turkey. I would imagine not after this. It's an egregious invasion of privacy. We want people to be healthy, but let's go more the RFK Jr. route.
You know, I can only imagine like the hit to the ego that you must take getting weighed in front of everybody if you aren't doing too well in that department. But you know what? Some people got to get taken down a peg. Some people got to get brought down to reality. Some people have to address this stuff that's weighing people down in their life.
Let's have people eat healthier, take the dyes out of the food, make it easier. This is a little extreme.
David, one social media user who got caught
It's not extreme enough.
by I guess a fat inspector, I guess what you call it. I got caught in a fat checkpoint, he said, in Üsküdar Square. Luckily, they scolded me a little and let me go.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing I will give to Joe Biden is that he created my favorite put down where he was at his little, like, it was like a little indoor rally, if you could even call it that. It was like, what, 20 people there maybe? Let's call it a town hall, right? He was at a town hall, and this was when he was running for president, and a guy came up and challenged him about his son, and he said, hey, fat, hey, listen, fat, you want to do a push-up contest? You want to do a race? Come on, fat. Like, oh my god, dude, that, I like to quote that a lot, even with people that aren't fat, because it's so it's so funny, dude. Hey, listen here, fat.
What?
It's, you know, as crazy as it sounds, we were close to that during the pandemic. I mean, we were being ordered. The question is advise or order. If government is advising you to do things, okay, that's fine. That's what Maha is doing, et cetera. But that's what worries me a little bit about Maha. No, RFK is not into that sort of ordering us to live a different.
Okay, 61% of Turkish residents are overweight. If that's how many Americans are overweight? Let's find out. 71%. All right, well, we are worse off, but I kind of imagined that. I kind of expected that, if you will. Because, it's America. It's like a stereotype of us. We're like, big, fat Americans, and we eat these huge meals. And that's one stereotype I'm kind of okay with. It's insane when you go to another country and you realize the bird food that these people are eating. Like, and then they look at you all crazy whenever you ask for, like, anything extra, too. Like, oh, hey, can I get an extra thing of ranch? Oh, hey, can I get some extra ice? And then you find out they don't even fucking carry ice in the building, bro. It's like, in America, it's not even the fine dining restaurants where ice is the norm. It's the most bottom of the barrel gas station that has unlimited ice.
Lifestyle, but who knows if somebody takes Maha from the other party, next or some kind of following administration from where we are now, and they may turn those advisements into orders. We saw it happen in a pandemic. It could happen. Remember, Bob Novak said, always love your country, never trust your government.
So here's the thing with that, right? With COVID, you stopped people from working. You kept them from going to church. You isolated them from society. And then you forced injections in on them with an experimental drug. We're talking about fat people here, bro. Like, I don't think we are in the same authoritarian dystopia as the COVID era by ordering people to say, hey, maybe lay off the tater tots a little bit, bud. How about you walk today? Now, don't get me wrong. That's still an infringement on your liberty. However, let's not compare it to COVID. That's apples to oranges. Oh, it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope. If that slippery slope slides me over to a six-pack, you know what? Sometimes you need a little kick in the ass. Feel me? Gonna get me beach ready?
Yeah, it's a slippery slope. And look, RFK's made clear these are not mandates, these are recommendations, but it is a slippery slope.
Well, and can you imagine if they did that here? You're walking down the streets of New York and all of a sudden you're stopped. Let's wait.
That'd be hilarious first and foremost, but I get where they're coming from.
They want to lower their obesity rate. I think they're going to lower the rate of people going around outside. Yeah. People are just going to be like, I'm going to order in for everything.
Yeah, and Harris, these like scales and checks are at shopping centers, like parks. I mean, I just can't imagine walking down the street and being like, step on the scale, miss. What?
You know what the next step of this should be in the slippery slope? They started with weighing people out in public. The next one, they find the heaviest people, and they get assigned a tuba guy, and the tuba guy follows them, going boom 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 boom.
I'm hungry. Oh, I don't like all this talk about what I can't have.
Yeah.
I just want it more. This is beyond a nanny state. I mean, this is, what are they going to lock people up if you can't comply? Like, what are the options besides we've shamed you publicly, we're sending you to a state health care center. If we can't fix you there, what's the next step? They start disappearing? Like, what is this? I don't get it. And by the way, I mean, free choice for your food, that's the one thing that people can choose, which is why Maha is so interesting. You have a choice. If you want to live longer, you can do some of these advisories and so on and so forth. I don't know.
Well, all jokes aside, I'm not in favor of telling people what to eat. But let's look at it from another angle. Let's look at it from an angle of national security. Oh, but Evan, how does being fat affect national security? I'm glad you asked, viewer. With being fat comes a litany of other health issues. If the majority of your population is chronically ill, physically disabled, can't live a healthy life, you run into a population crisis. Are people going to live long enough to maintain your services and your markets? Two, you're going to run into a military issue. Are you just going to have a bunch of fat rolling around on the battlefield? Like, there are cascading effects to anything happening in a community in mass. It's the same as like a lack of biodiversity, right? Like if you had 20 clones of the same cat and one of them gets sick, the rest of them are all going to get sick because they all have the same features. If you have one population and everyone's obese, as soon as you get something that's lethal to obese people, your entire population's at risk. Like, this is a much larger issue. No pun intended. Oh, wow, I'm so good. This is a larger issue than this show's making it out to be. And while I do think that anything that is socialized as far as the market is pretty garbage, that's the system they have. And if they're not going to change it, the best way they can maintain it is by trying to keep the majority population healthy. With that said, I think it would do wonders for them if they embraced a capitalistic market with their healthcare. But since they don't have capitalism to organize their markets, they got to make do with what they got. You feel me? And just so I could really drive home how bad this is an issue, I want to show you some extreme cases of this obesity and how body acceptance has really ruined a generation of youngsters, and we're all getting fat. And rather than be ashamed of it, a lot of people are embracing it. Look at this.
I eat in a day is a fat person who does not want to lose weight and is eating whatever sounds good. Today I started my morning with some coffee. I always do. I made a smoothie bowl for breakfast. I drank lots of water today since I worked out, and I had an afternoon snack of bagel, cream cheese, and grapes. For dinner I ordered some Chinese takeout, which was so good, and I ended my night with a cupcake.
I love that you just wear whatever you want and you just don't care. Like, you just don't care what people say. You just wear it.
So brave, so brave, so brave. Brave, brave, brave.
No one's saying that to you. Let's get that straight, bro. Like, your boss babe fat girl fantasy is not going on for real. Oh, yo, look at what we got here. You are not alone. National Alliance for Eating Disorders. It's on the Fat Cringe compilation that they got this warning. You really think that fat people are watching these videos? Probably not. I like to think that people don't go to self-deprivation for motivation. At least I would hope not. There are much healthier ways to encourage yourself to go work out.
Brave, brave, so brave.
Good thing you're not then. You would be too powerful.
You're so, like, statuesque. You know what I mean? Like,
Statuesque? You mean like the LaQuisha statue in New York right now? the big bronze. Oh, wow. The BBB.
you don't have to worry about, like, walking home late at night by yourself because, like, no one's gonna mess with you.
Okay, that one's real. She heard that one before. All right, but you guys get the idea, right? It's that it's one thing to have an issue of being overweight, being obese, but we have a culture that accepts that, and that is just morally repugnant. Because you're going to have young, impressionable people who are struggling with their weight, and rather than get the proper guidance they need to live a healthy life, they're going to see stuff like this and think, maybe it's fine if I stay morbidly obese and lose my left leg to diabetes. Like, it's horrible. And you know what? I shouldn't use diabetes as an example because there are skinny people that get diabetes for other reasons. But you get what I'm saying. The litany of health issues outweighs any sort of moral, realistic take on this. And I think that everything is about pros and cons. And let's look at the objective pros of the pro-liberty side of things, right? Oh, well, these people are free. They get to live their life how they want. It has a lot of externalities, though. That doesn't just affect them. You could think, oh, they're not hurting anybody, you know, they're just putting on some weight. It does affect other people. This is basic economics. This person gets fat, then they can't participate in the normal society, the larger society. There are people that get so fat that they can't work. When they can't work, they're no longer insured in most cases unless they have a wealthy family that's willing to take care of them. And then where do they end up? In the public safety net. But rather than a safety net, they turn into the public safety hammock, right? And they use up those public resources. It never is just yourself. You mean so much to the world whether you know it or not. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing. And that's where I'm going to choose to end this video. If you found this informative, you found it entertaining, funny, or maybe this just helped you pass the time, I would really appreciate a like, a comment, a subscription. That would be pretty awesome if you were to subscribe. I would really appreciate that. I promise I notice every single one that does. And if you thought this video was cringe, if you thought this video sucks, dislike it. Tell me what I did wrong in the comments. Blow me up. Like, let me know. But until next time, guys, I am out. Peace.